Can all my women in their 30s tell me what it's like to not have kids? I just want to.
Well, first, I woke up at 12 in the afternoon today. Nobody bothered me. This is my breakfast. I made some hot tea and added that to it. That's the only thing messed up or dirty in my house besides my bed. That's also where I relaxed last night until 1 a.m. in the morning. This whole bag is filled with goodies I brought back from Germany for my nieces and nephews because I felt a kid itch and I need to go play with them to have some real life birth control. Today's my off day, and the only thing that I have planned is to do whatever I want to do. My record collection costs the same amount of diapers for 1 year. I live in a loft with concrete floors. You can't do this with kids. I definitely wouldn't be able to have this right here out in the open with kids. And this too with all these glasses.
Many of the most unhappy and most miserable and most angry people in our media are childless adults. Society has built its entire civilization, the flow of information, the leaders of its country, political and governmental, and also corporate, around completely childless adults. It's never happened. This is a new thing in American life, but I think probably a new thing in world history. It's not good. It's not healthy. You see the obsessive, weird, almost humiliating, aggressive posture of our media, and you wonder, how could these people possibly be so miserable and unhappy? Well, the answer is because they don't have any kids.
Society will tell you that if you're 30 plus, unmarried, and without children, that you're a failure. But my biggest flex as a 34-year-old woman who has never been married and doesn't have any children is that I didn't allow a man to waste my youth. I didn't allow people to pressure me into marrying too young before I figured out who I was and what I liked. I allowed myself to experience life, make mistakes without any judgment. I didn't get too caught up in finding the love of my life in my 20s. I had to make sure that I could love me for the long haul, because we're all we got.
The type of people I do not understand are the people that when you tell them you don't want children, like you do not plan on having kids, it's not in the future, it's not in the cards, it's a no, okay? And they say, that's what you think for now, you're gonna change your mind later, you're just saying that right now. It's like, I said I don't want children. Why are you trying to fight?
And this is why getting my tubes tied or, cut and sealed is the best financial decision I have ever made.
Let me do a part 2 real quick. What I want all the Black women, younger and older, that follow me to understand is that being a Black woman is the biggest life hack ever, the biggest success hack. Being the only one is the biggest success hack, but I think the number one contributor to my success is the fact that I made the choice to be child-free. Because I'm child-free, I was able to, even back as far as 2007, see an event, have the money, have the $5,000 to pay for it, have the money to fly across country, have the money to pay the hotels, and to do all the things and be there as long as I needed to, because I didn't have children to be responsible for. I didn't have a husband to be responsible for, Lord knows. So even now, I left Mexico, 3 days ago. I don't know when I'm returning. I travel on one-way tickets. So I'm able to invest the money and stuff to be there, to have my parents down, but also to be in that room. And I'm setting the intention, you guys, of meeting these corporate AI titans. And so that at least one of them says, hey, when are you leaving to go back to wherever? I'm going to say, I'm not. I'm just here. I want to get invited to one of their Silicon Valley offices to meet people and to network even further. So I'm able to just be free, not even have a ticket to go anywhere the next day, because I'm working on this intention to be asked to stay. You can do things like that, you guys, when you are child-free. This is what I mean when I say child-free equals freedom. You're able to create opportunities for yourself, and then you're able to completely maximize the strength of all the work that you've done. I hope this makes sense.
These are forceps, aka the salad tongs. I don't call them that, but some some people do. They're a tool that we can use to help a baby be born more quickly, such as if the patient can't push or if the baby is in real distress. We place each blade one at a time, very carefully making sure it goes in just the right spot. Now you might be looking at these and thinking, oh my goodness, is that going to rip the vagina? And while it is true that you can have some more severe tears with these, it's not always the case, especially if done by experienced providers. But it's always a risk-benefit that we talk about in a C-section versus using forceps. You can see here that the blades are now locked together, and I'm feeling to make sure they're in the right place. I now have the patient push, and I help to guide the baby out. Remember, this
It's about damn time. In a minute, I'ma need a sentimental man or woman to pump me up. Feeling fussy, walking in my Balenciaga.
Is that we're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made, and so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too. And it's just a basic fact. You look at Kamala Harris.
So theoretically, yes, you can have your tubes tied at 20 because you are an adult. However, it is difficult to find a doctor that was willing to do it. My doctor actually said that she was only willing to tie my tubes because I was 30. And if I was not 30, she wouldn't have even considered it. Something else to consider is when I went in, my demeanor was like very calm, very assured. And when she asked me like how sure I was about this and whether or not I'd spoke to my husband, I said, yes, I had spoken to him. But ultimately the decision was mine, and I was 1,000% sure. She said that if I said anything less than 1,000%, she would have made me consider other options more heavily, maybe had me go through further appointments. They really do try to put you through hoops, but it is within your right to find a way to get this procedure done if it's something that you really want. Good luck.
You know, I hate it when people are like, oh my God, you're so lucky, you don't have any children. I'm like, bro, it's an active choice. You know what I mean? Like, it's an active choice. It's a decision I've made. I have actively chosen to not have children. It takes a lot of work. It's not for everyone. You gotta be, you can't just go around slipping into whoop. It's an active choice. When you are drinking and you are babalazed and you are whatever, you must just remember the end goal. No mistake can happen. Active choice, my dear. Ain't got no kids because it's an active choice. So please stop it. I'm not lucky. It's very hard. I'm not lucky.
Fuck it, guess we both ain't shit.
Okay, y'all, so Essence Magazine has a really amazing article about the rich auntie movement, which I am a very huge part of and very excited to talk about. So being a rich auntie, first let's look at that word rich, because I'm pretty sure people assume it's really all about money. Like, obviously we have more money. Data clearly shows that if you don't have kids, you got more pocket change, right? That makes sense because kids are so expensive. But when I say rich, I'm referring to the way that I define wealth, which is time. And so to me, having ownership of my time is wealth. Being able to move and go and travel and see and do the things that I want to do on my time, that is wealth to me. So let's start with that term rich and let me know, how do you define wealth?
To me, a baby, you're stuck for life. Marriages come and go.
Yeah.
No offense, guys.
Yeah. No.
Take it from me.
I'm Childfree. When people tell me they didn't realize being a parent would be so hard, I'm genuinely confused. What do you mean you didn't know? You willingly signed up to be responsible for another human being. Who does that? I'm Childfree. If we break up, I never have to see you again. I'm Childfree. Of course you're gonna ask me if I'm sure. Are you sure you want to keep it? What if you change your mind? You know you can't just give it back. I'm Childfree. Of course you think I hate kids. I don't hate kids, but I'm not watching your kids. I'm Childfree. I'll never get to experience what my mother meant when she said, wait until you have yours. Joke's on you, Mom. I'm child-free. I have no biological clock ticking, so I feel no pressure to get married.
I'm Dominique, I'm 46 years old and I don't have kids. I made that decision at 29 and haven't regretted it since. I lead a full life, own my own business, and treasure my marriage, family, and friendships. I followed my gut instinct at 29 and created a life that would allow me freedom and privilege of choice. No, I'm not worried about dying alone, and no, I don't hate children. I put myself first back then so that I can be the best person I can be for me and my community now. That's the legacy I want to leave.
One thing that I was not prepared for traveling in Africa is how many people have asked me if I have kids, asked me if I'm married, and they're completely shocked when I tell them that I'm 29, single, no kids, and I ain't thinking about no damn kids. I even had an Uber driver who told me he wanted me to marry him and have his kids. Like, boy, we just met 10 minutes ago. Take me home. What are you talking about? And I had another Uber driver. He asked me if I had kids, and he insisted. He was insisting. He's like, you must have kids. What do you mean you don't have kids? Like, look at my life. I'm 29 on the beach, hanging out with penguins. I'm hanging out with African penguins. You think I'm thinking about some damn kids right now? Like, this is going to be a long 2 months because there's so many strangers, so many people that feel comfortable telling me I must have kids, asking me if I have kids, asking me why I ain't married. Leave me alone. I'm hanging out with penguins. What are you talking about?
Too old for what, bitch? The pussy's still working and percolating. I can make multiple babies with the fucking... Oh, too old for what? Only clothes get old slut. Block that bitch. You're dumb.
Chummy, imagine coming home after you've had a terrible day. Your mental health wasn't in check. Your anxiety was at a high. You got your period that morning. The cramps are really eating up your uterus. You almost called an off day because you were just like, I can't do this. But you had no choice but to be there because you've got the proposal due. You've got that presentation due. Your boss was on your ass about all these forms that needed to be filled out and you needed to send them to the big boss. And your coworkers are not acting right. The gossip is just driving you insane. Today is a terrible day. You just want to go home to your bed and have a nice Netflix and chill session. But instead you got home and your child was like, Mom, I need help with this maths. And this is a child who every night you have to scream to them, if Johnny had 5 apples, you better take those contraceptives, babe. It's very serious.
It always cracks me up when people literally try to convince me that I want children after I've iterated time and time again that I don't want children. And I will probably never want, not even probably, actually, let me take the probably out. I will never want children. Okay? I am the firstborn daughter of an immigrant family. My parents are from Uganda. The expectation is that I should want kids. I have 2 younger siblings. I don't ever want children. And I think the reason why is 1, they don't fit my lifestyle. So that's 1. 2, I feel as though because I was the oldest, raising kids is something I'm very familiar with. My parents were present parents. Well, my mom was. But for me specifically, there is a level of responsibility that I had at a very young age because I had siblings now. Also, I just feel as though I don't trust the world with children. And I am very, very protective. I'm very, very, very protective of my friends, of people that I love and care about. So if I had kids, it would be like on 1,000. So really, I'm trying not to have kids, or I'm not going to have kids for the sake of y'all. Okay? Because one thing about it, if something happened to my kid, I'm ending all of this. We all finna be done. There's no coming back from that. So, next time you want to ask me if I want children and I say no, just know it's for your sake too, as much as it is for mine. Thank you.
Like, completely irresponsibly because I don't have no kids.
Yeah, I thought this might amuse you all. It's 3 something in the morning. It's like 3:44 or something. I'm making a quesadilla because I don't have any kids. Tomorrow, you guys will have yet another new room to look at because I'll be going on another trip because I don't have any kids. Granted, it's another conference, but still, I don't have any kids. That's why I'm able to go to all of these things and, just engage with my life in that way because I've chosen not to have any children. And if you're on the fence, come over here to the dark side, okay? It's lots of fun. Even when you're having to do work and stuff, because I'm up right now because I have to do work and pack for this conference, but it's a groove. I get to have a quesadilla. And you know why I can stay up late all night? Because I can sleep all day tomorrow. Nobody's going to stop me. Like, even on my worst day, especially in the PhD program, like, I can pull all-nighters and whatnot, and I can make it into kind of a fun routine because I order some DoorDash. I put on like some Frasier in the background because I love me some Frasier, some Girlfriends, some Sex and the City, some something in the background, and just have a good time because it's still a party. It's not the kind of party I had when I was in my 20s, but it's a different kind of party. The party that still just live my best life, living by myself, enjoying my life. It's good stuff. Come over here and get you some of this, people. All right, I gotta go eat this quesadilla, do this work and pack. But y'all like and follow for more.
So you want to know what it's like to be child-free in your 30s? Or just in general. Like, people like to think we're miserable. We are miserable. Ask me what time I woke up today on a Saturday. 1 p.m. And I'm still in my pajamas at almost 2-3. I'm still chilling. I have not gotten up except to go to the bathroom. My bed is this way. The other side, I lie like this. Freedom. Computer, because I was watching Netflix, I was doing some work, I was writing my book. Like, not having a child is not like this doom and gloom. Like, it's not that sad at all. I mean, there are people that have sad experiences. Let's not invalidate other people's emotions. There's some people that have tried to have children and can't, so you're dealing with those emotions. There's some people that women, because we are the only ones that can birth children. There are some women that really do feel maybe depressed or anxious or some kind of way about not having a child. But I want to remind you about how wonderful your life is. I want to remind you of the small things that make it amazing. Like, let's not dwell on the negativity of not having a child and let other people make us feel guilty. And most of the time, it's other women that make us feel guilty. What mentality is that? Like, why do we want to keep recruiting women to be mothers if they have not chosen to be a mother? Like, if I've decided not to be a mother at my big age, why are you trying to convince me to be a mother? Like, why are we doing that? Instead of doing that, embrace the person's decision. Like, ask them, how is it? Wow, that's wonderful. Congratulate them, because everybody seems to get congratulations except for us. Like, it's hard out here. We're fighting out here. People are throwing punches at us, and we're like, whoa, hold on. I'm actually making a decision, not just only for me, but for my child. Some women may not like children. Some women don't know if they can love a child as much like that. Some women are not financially stable to raise children. Some women come from families that are not conducive for children. And instead of punching at us, understand our reasoning. Instead of telling us we're going to die alone, understand our reason. Instead of telling us there'll be nobody to look after us when we're older, become the friend that will help look after us then, or help us find people, help us find a husband. Like, let's just start there. Anybody know any eligible men that don't have children? Like, refer us, okay? Refer us. But anyway, like, man, you can just see how I'm happy, guys. I'm happy. Happy, yo. I'm happy. I'm happy, and that's my message. Being child free in your 30s, I'm happy. I'm happy. Like, I'm going to get back into bed because I don't feel like going out yet, out of my room. You know, I haven't even gone to the kitchen, but I'll go there eventually because I'm going to start snacking and get hungry. And it's amazing. You know, it's amazing. My mom bought me these chocolates when, was it last week or a week before? They're not finished. They've been sitting in the corner, the same place I left them every time I eat one. The joys of being child free as a woman. You keep your own snacks.